Welcome everybody to the Southwest Florida Enterprise Center. We are so grateful for all of you taking your time today to come to our business luncheon. And we want to thank especially Mr. Dan Oversky to learn and have additional resources through the Incubator program. You do not have to be on site. We can set you up with a virtual office, but your address would be 3903 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. So that may be something that you want to consider. We don't have a limit on our virtual time. So just reach out and let me know.
It's pretty affordable.
Oh, $50 a month.
Oh, now you did show enough.
So there's not a limit on how long you get at the event.
You're going to get me.
They have to. Now, can you turn off the...
We're trying to, I tell you, with all the people
Break my foam roller out.
Which is what we're here to talk about. And the young lady that's sitting on that leaning about to the door, it's like she's gonna make an easy escape. You know how you go to church, you sit in the back pew in the corner right by the door, so if you need to, you can ease right out. Well, that's why she's over there. Her name is Tatum, and Miss Tatum is really the person that's operating and heading up all of us who are participating in this program. That's trying to facilitate it for you. I was asked to give a little brief history of myself here and how I do and what I am in business, so we can kind of relate to each other. I moved to Fort Myers in 1983. And some of you, I don't know, looking at some of y'all might not even. I'm not going to go there. I'm going to leave that. I came here on the consulting contract with the city of Fort Myers as a recreational program consultant. I worked for Naples as that. And they called me and asked me if I would come here and do that for them. And I said, yes. That's how I ended up here. Not unlike a lot of folks who go back and forth to Naples, I couldn't handle the travel. I couldn't do that every day. And the business that I was in wasn't like 9 to 5. It was 9 to whatever. So, you know, that time don't work too well when you're doing that. So I decided to move here. And for the first 4 years or so, I just worked jobs. But I found out that people don't work, you can't work for some folks the way you want to work for yourself. So I ended up on my own, in my own business. And as uniquely, I started out working with other businesses. I created me some business cards, and I started my consulting business. And I went to people who needed stuff that I knew they needed, and I tried to hook them up and connect them with the things they needed. Like small business. Most of them was minority contractors and subcontractors here in Lee County, Fort Myers. I would get them a contract, and that's how I made my money. Nobody paid me. I didn't get a check unless I brought you a check. If I didn't bring you a contract, I didn't get paid. That young man back there, his father was one of my first clients, Elmo Johnson. That young lady right there just walked in the door, it seems like she don't know where she's going. That young lady, her father was one of my clients. And that's the way I was a God-fearing man. I want to say that too. I'm a faith person. And that's the way I lived. There was a contractor here by the name of Randy Vance. I don't know how long you've been here. I knew Mike, you remember Randy Vance, one of the largest commercial plumbing company owners here in Lee County. He was so amazed by me, he didn't believe me. He was asking other companies, is this Lee Ford guy for real? Is he really gonna do what he says he's gonna do? I said, well, time to tell. Cause they were, you know, people call you Chase. And Randy Graham's going around asking people, is you for real? They don't know, he think you some kind of con. I don't know how you con when, if I bring your company a contract, it's going to you execute the contract. When the people pay, they don't pay a side person, they pay you. You pay me. That's how I believed in what I was doing. And that company is called Lethal Procurement Business Development, Inc. It's been established in the state of Florida since 1992. You can go on Sunbiz right now and find it. What I would do is go around and help these people get work. I did all the consulting, all the fighting with Lee County, the city. I go to Tallahassee, fight for the cause. I go to DC, fight for the cause. Whatever it took, that's what I would do to help my clients, my business, my communities succeed. And believe me, a lot of them made a lot of money during those days. They did very well through those programs. And why we're here now? Because we're frustrated. Because these programs still exist. There's a lot of minority people in this country that have made a very good living of being a certified minority business. I'm one of them. In 1998, I got a contract as a DBE at the Lee County Port Authority at the airport right here, RSW. 1998, that's how long I've been there, still there, and I'll be there till 2035. As a DBE with the FAA and DOT. I'm not just talking this stuff, I live it. When I'm telling you, you're in a good place, just working. There's opportunity that you won't find anywhere else because this man is a developer. Nanoversky is a developer. I've been a contractor here too. It's not about black or white. It may feel that way to you sometimes, but you know what it's about? Dan is getting ready to invest millions of dollars in a project. Or a contractor is getting ready to take on millions of dollars in a contract. He's responsible for it. He's liable for it. He has relationships. Y'all know what that means? Y'all know how that works, right? You get relationships, that's what it's all about. That's your survival. He has relationships with plumbers, electricians, AC workers, concrete finishers, masons, block masons, and all that stuff. He knows what they're going to do. He can predict how they're going to work, how they're going to perform, how they're going to sustain themselves. And now you're telling me I got to let somebody else in on this that I don't know. I have no understanding of their work ethic. I don't know what to expect. But this man right here sitting over here with these glasses on is telling him, yes, you do. He's saying, yes, if you want our contract, you want our money, yes, you do. So they're going to do what they have to do to appease him, but at the same time, he's trying to figure out whether he really want to take this risk with you. You need to understand the mechanics of this and the logistics and how all this stuff works. So when you in negotiations or discussion with somebody, you don't come across the wrong way. You have to understand this is relationship business, this is professional business, and it's not always, I'm not telling you that there isn't any of that out there. That's not what I'm saying to you. But when you're sitting across the table, what made me successful, that's the first thing I do and I tell my clients, we're not going in there with that. This is business. It has to be a win-win for everybody. Both sides of the table. And it works when you work. We lose a lot by our attitude. Preconceived, assumed, assumptions. But if we go in with the right footing and right understanding and right vision ahead of ourselves, we can make it work for us. And understand, again, that they have to win too. How many of you own businesses where you have to negotiate with customers for services? Okay. Now, how many of those conversations you went into with an assumption based on what somebody looked like, and how did that work out for you at the end of the day? I didn't, y'all can speak up, we wrong, we can handle it. And normally, now it might work out every once in a blue moon, but normally that don't work out too good. So you have to understand that when you're dealing with other folks and other things, and when you go into the bigger world is about one thing and one thing only. At the end of the day, ain't about where you live, ain't about your Uncle Bob, it's not about what your hair do. At the end of the day, it's about this. How we all come out at the end. Do I make a profit or do I lose? And what we did find through our processes was a lot of relationships was developed during this program. And that's the whole intent of it in the first place. Because what you'll find, once you get in with a contractor or a service provider, if you work out well the first time with them, guess what the next time they're gonna do? They're gonna call you and say, hey, I got this project I wanna bid. Do you wanna bid with me? That's how it works. It's nothing complicated. It's no different than you would do if it was your business. I guarantee you won't want me up in there if every time you dealt with me, you lost money. Or you lost business, well, that same thing, money. You lose a client, well, that before running his mouth and them lazy people mad, they don't left. I ain't bringing them back. I know this may sound a little, I don't know what it sounds like, but.
Intelligent.
Thank you. Yep. You trying to make me feel good. You want to get to hell. You want to go to hell. But seriously, what my company is here to do, there is others. You'll get a sheet later. The young ladies are going to pass this sheet around to you all. It's going to show you all the different partners in this ARPA program. Every one of us does something a little unique from the other. Every one of us. But every one of us is here to help you. And again, I tell you what the big word is, free. I'm going to tell you something. My time is worth something. Whether you think so or not. And when I spend it, I can't get it back. And what I'm telling you is my experience, my life, what I have with me, I'm willing to offer it to you for free. So does the rest of these people in this room. To help you, your house, your family, your kids, your cousin, Uncle Bob, all them folks. So it's up to you whether you want to take advantage of it or not. We're not going to force you. But we brought you here, we feeding you, we trying to fill you up, we getting you to tell your doctor a lie when you go back, to tell you ain't had no fried food. We're trying to do all that. But we're here to help you too. We ain't trying to, no, you can see that. I got an old person over there messing with me right here. But so, and we'll be right here in this building. Miss Julia right there, raise your hand, Miss Julia. She's my assistant, and I tell everybody she's really gonna be my boss. You know how that goes. Miss Ford, you need to be over at so and so and so and so, or you need to be here and something. That's her. Know her. I'm gonna tell you, I move around a lot. But if you know her, you better get to me a lot quicker. Okay? And then if she fails, then you can always, where's Jasmine?
She's working.
But Jasmine is another one that's here, that works here at the Enterprise Center. Most of you know her, I believe, that's been around here for a while. You can always call her, they connect. So they'll still be able to run me down. Okay? Any questions? No questions. Mr. Dan?
Yes. All right, I'm going to invite Mr. John Tellmadge up to maybe talk a little bit about ARPA and from your perspective, the bigger picture of what Lee County is doing and what you're tasked with.
Hi everybody, and I'm so excited to be here. I want to say thank you to Ms. Phyllis for making this an all-home week, and what she's done with the Enterprise Center has been spectacular. So thanks, Phyllis. The ARPA program were the funds that the county received from the American Rescue Plan. We received about $149 million, and so we took $10 million and we're putting it into economic development programs. So $5 million of that is for a small business assistance program, and then $5 million is for a rapid credentialing program. So I'll touch base on that in just in case anyone's interested in that. It's for everything from healthcare to construction management, free tuition through FGCU, FSW, and the school board. So if you're interested in that program, want to know more about it, please let us know. But today, we were focusing on the Small Business Assistance Program. That and then my personal favorite is the DBEs. So I'll start with DBEs and finish with the small business. The Disadvantaged Business Enterprise Program is something that's critical to the success of Lee County and Fort Myers. We have somewhere around $3 billion of capital construction that's going to occur over the next 5 years. $1.5 billion at the airport alone. And so we need as many electricians and plumbers and skilled trades firms as we can get our hands on, because we don't want all those firms coming in from Tampa and Orlando. We'd like to be able to make sure that the local economy benefits from this work. And so the airport has a mandatory aspiration. The Housing Authority has one. They're going to be spending another $335 million on programs to rehab Southern Village and redo Edison. Dan's part of that, Lee's part of that. So we just want everyone to be as ready as possible. And Clarence from the SBDC is here to help people get certified and whatnot. But we need to make sure that you're ready to receive these funds, that you're in line to get these funds. So we look forward to working with you on that. But the ARPA program is funds that we put aside to work with a group of technical advisors that Lee had mentioned, and they will take you through a sort of a quick boot camp to have just look at your business plan and see what, if there are any deficits in your business. And if there are, and the deficit could be anything from back rent to need a new web page or a new marketing plan or an inventory control system, then we'll provide you somewhere between $5,000 and $20,000 as a grant. This is something that doesn't have to be repaid back. It's free and clear, as long as it's being used to invest in your business, and you have to make some sort of easy, promise that it's COVID related somehow. But we'll help you get through that. So we want as much of that money to go to the greater Dunbar community, the MLK corridor, as we can possibly get. And then we have other priority areas like Lee High Acres and North Fort Myers. But Dunbar is really the heart of this, and that's why Impact Partners is so essential to making this program succeed. So that's really all I want to say. We're happy to do it. If we have other funds, we'll make that available as we go by. But we want to get as much of this money into your hands as we can, and we want to help you strengthen your business and prepare you to get that production line for the capital programs that are coming down as well. So the only limitation to this program, and Dan and Lee will talk to you a little bit more about it, is you've got to be in an eligible census tract. So it's a low and moderate income census tract, but it's most of the city of Fort Myers, most of Lee High Acres, and most of North Fort Myers. So we'll make that determination. The technical assistance is for anybody, but the grants are for eligible census tracts.
Awesome. Thank you very much,
Okay,
John.
thank you.
If you don't know John Talmadge and what he's done with the EDO, he was also previously a part of the city of Fort Myers, and candidly has been activating around great idea makers and then empowering them into what they were really made to be, to have the best impact that they can have. So thank you very much, John and Tatum. A little background on myself. I'm Dan Alversky. I am not a minority business owner because I'm not a minority business person. I know that I have been born with incredible privilege, and a lot of it comes from nothing that I've ever done. It wasn't out of the great, incredible brain that I have, or anything other than I'm a white guy that had strong family and great opportunities laid before me. And so about 5 years ago, that became apparent to me. I'm sorry it took me 35 years to catch that, but that became apparent to me through a variety of things associated to just getting to know my neighbors and knowing that my neighbors matter more than myself. If I have two creeds, Lee and I share this common ground, is I'm called to love the Lord my God with all my heart, soul, mind, and strength, and love my neighbor as myself. And then I never saw my mentor Jesus go and call his neighbor the wealthy king. It was always somebody else who was coming from a place of disinvestment or challenge. And so we have a community, we have a neighborhood, we have a whole county that is quite divided, and embarrassingly, from my perspective, it seems substantially divided by race. And I don't understand that, but I have seen the roots of it. And my opinion is one of the elements of our requirement is redevelopment, redistribution, and reconciliation. So elements of how do you bring all of those things together. I work hard, I don't think I'm lazy, but the amount of resources that I have access to are different than others. My mom's in the back. She's a phenomenal mentor, friend to a lot of people, including myself. John Talmadge, Tatum, I have a network of humans that I can call on and partners. One of my partners is Ron Matthews. He is an innovative thinker. I used to say he's the only person with a mohawk that I partnered with. That's no longer the case. For example, he went around and told some really incredible stories for a long time, and my response was, I want to see it happen. And he activated a really challenging property and project, and I said I would match his investment. And so he orchestrated a phenomenal development. We're partners now in Lakeview, development down here on Veronica Shoemaker. I had a degree from University of Michigan in economics, which meant absolutely nothing. Like, it didn't mean a lick. I got my real estate license and started to apply that, and have had an incredible privilege of participating in a lot of different real estate transactions and activating. When we moved to Fort Myers, we started investing in property specifically in the Dunbar community, 3 census tract targeted area that we believe has received the most disinvestment in the market, and are excited to now be touching about 1,000 new units that will come on board over the next 36 to 48 months, including hopefully a grocery store that we can bring into the heart of Dunbar, Edison, and Ford, where the Southward Village is going to do a redevelopment of 375 units there. Now, much like Lee said, there are aspirational requirements from the county and from the city of Fort Myers and most cities when it comes to MBE and DBE. The embarrassing element is the outcomes of aspirational outcomes without performance requirements mostly means that I have to invite you here and pretend like I listened to you. And then the outcome doesn't have to mean that I hired you. And so I'm just being extremely transparent about the reality of that. And some of the challenges is as a business owner and developer, if I put 2 people next to each other and one can put forward a full pro forma, a full cost breakdown, and has this incredible background of doing business against somebody else who doesn't, it can be really challenging to make a decision to go with somebody who doesn't. So from a core perspective, one of my primary goals is to develop a stronger MBE and DBEs so there's not that massive difference. In my opinion, the strongest thing that we can do is have MBE, DBE partners who are better than the rest, so that there isn't a question, there's an active pursuit. And so from my opinion, there's no reason with resources, time, information, access to technical assistance that everybody in this room can't fight on the same level as their competitors, right? So that's one of our primary goals with SWFL Impact Partners. We've got a couple different creeds. We're partnered with the CRA, have been for the last 3.5 years. We have really 2 significant goals. One is we want to bring capital into the Dunbar community. Again, 3 census tracts, kind of Billy's Creek, south to Canal, over to Veronica Shoemaker, over to Fowler. That's kind of our core market that we're targeting. For all of you who do not have a business in those 3 census tracts or one of the census tracts that's qualified, that doesn't automatically make it so that we can't engage you. It does unfortunately have a limitation to the grant money. But we want to help and assist with understanding how do you access liquidity, how do you access money as a whole. And so knowing bankers, knowing attorneys, knowing other forms of technical assistance, like how do I get certified? We have, the Collaboratory does a lot of small business certifications around what can you do to get learning and education in a new category so that when I go before you and say, hey, I'm certified in this, it means something. It's not just a sticker, but it's also something that gives you education and an informed position. So those are the kind of goals that we have, is bring capital, elevate small businesses. Like that is what we're pushing for at Southwest Florida Impact Partners. So Lee Ford, Dr. Anthony Jewett, myself, we have a partner that lives in Tanzania, Africa. If I say a whole continent, it keeps me safe. And then a partner that lives in the Northeast. And so we've got a variety of consultants and individuals that are tasked and have different backgrounds. And the kind of two big takeaways that we need is this is a meet and greet as much as anything. We wanted to feed you, attract you in. We wanted to let you know that there's money available, and we want you to get it. We look really good. There's about $4 million of money that we want to help get placed. The more money that gets placed, indirectly or directly through Southwest Florida Impact Partners' hands, the better our contract looks to Lee County. So you should know that our interests are actually fully aligned. That I don't get paid extra. Our group doesn't get paid extra based on performance, but we believe in the same thing that we're speaking to you about, is there are a lot of services that are ongoing. My parents taught me really early that compensation comes from credit and benefit to the other person giving the compensation, right? So when I earn it, money comes. Our opinion from Southwest Florida Impact Partners is when we bring a tremendous value to Lee County economic development and Lee County as a whole, they'll see continued value in our business, both on a consulting and assistance and education and a building up of our community. So it's our hope that our interest aligns with yours and you acknowledge that, and then we get to start to interact. And we want to increase the number of times that we can touch each other, learn from each other, talk with each other. And in a big way, I don't know what I don't know about your business, right? So Becky Guttery is my assistant in everything that I do. She, much like Lee, is one of my bosses. So she sent out an email. You're partially here because you received an email from her. There was a link to a form. We need that filled out. If you want any level of assistance from us, we didn't ask about your child's left eye color. We asked about where your business is. Tell us about elements of your business. We want to use that as a first form and first contact. There is the qualifier of where your business is registered has an impact on whether or not we can give you a grant. We're going to quickly move both parties to the top of the list of whatever we can to assist, right? So if you are in a qualified low to moderate income census tract in Lee County, we're going to move you really quickly into how do we get money as fast as we can in your hands. Now, on two fronts, I don't know if you saw this, but buying a boat with this money is not a good idea, right? Like, these funds are intended for your business to grow your business, right? And so we want to help kind of craft and understand what could these funds be for, how are you going to use them, and then how are you going to replace them going forward. So that's just good business, right? Like if I give you $5,000 or $20,000 right now and you don't know how to get to the next $20,000, it's not really helpful. We just get you an expectation that can be really negative long term. So we have a team that's here. We don't necessarily have to use every minute of the time, but now I'd like to open it up. Any other direct points that you want to cover?
One.
Yes,
Only
sir.
one. There's one thing that's important, because I notice a lot of times when we talk about business, we always talk about contracting construction. It's important that you know anything that a government buys, purchases, or go into contract with, or about, all of them qualify and is required to do the same thing as they do in construction. They have a goal, and if you sell paper clips, okay, as little paper clips, if the city of Fort Myers or John Tammy's office in the county buy paper clips, guess what? They need to find a minority business certified woman or minority or veteran that sells paper clips to help meet that goal, aspiration goal that the county has or the city has. Okay? So don't think if they do consulting work, they get engineers, architects, like me, I was hired as a recreational programming consultant for the city of Naples, and I came over here doing that job. To help advise and run summer camps for the kids, and programs, recreational programs for the parks. How many of you can do that? The point I'm trying to make is that, what I'm just saying, that is also a part of this discussion. It's not all about the $1 billion they had in construction of capital improvement projects. I know you all know about janitorial services. I know you know about lot mowing, all that kind of stuff, but everything that you think you do they hire barbers at the jail to come in and cut hair? How many of you have beauty salons that have barbers? There you go. You understand? Don't cut yourself out, because in these conversations we always talk about the big ticket items because it sounds good and it's attractive, and that's what everybody want to do. But I want you to know, honey, if you do it, you need to look on the procurement list for the city and the county and look for your stuff. Look for you. Okay? Yes, sir.
So what if your business and all the codes, everything you say to look for, it's not on there?
Then they
Like my business is unique where I'm the only one that does it in Lee County. And it's not on any codes or any procurement list or anything.
Okay. All right. So what have you done so far to promote your business?
What I've done?
Yeah.
I mean, anywhere from social media to commercials.
Okay,
to,
that's not where I was going. But
I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. Listen, the county has a contract with, is it Waste Pro? Waste Pro.
I've done that. Larry Bird.
No, not just, yeah, I know, that's him, but that's not what I'm talking about. Lee County has a contract with Waste Pro. Lee County got dumpsters and trash cans all over the place. They may not like the way they smell. But who picking them up? Waste Pro. What Lee County gonna do? I got a certified minority service provider here that can go over there and clean those trash cans for you. We need for you to go have a conversation with them and see what we can work out. You have to work your way in, brother. You got to find your way sometime. But it's all within reason and it's practical. And it makes sense. Okay? You see that man leaning on that wall over there? I don't know what Tatum went. Didn't I tell y'all Tatum was gonna slip out of here? Just like the church, you sit by the pew at the door. When you look up, you gone. But these people are the kind of people that you might want to get to help interconnect you with the right people in the county to have that kind of discussion.
Okay.
But we also help you with that too, just in case. You come see us, we can help you work that out too. Y'all got what I was trying to say? I just want to make sure you say that, because our conversations, it seems like we're always talking about construction and all that. You forget about all the rest of this stuff. There's a lot of money out there for a lot of folks to be able to make in this business.
And Lee, don't forget the SBC also here.
I was gonna do that. We're gonna give you a chance, Clarence. As a matter of fact, Dan, I'm gonna bring Terrence, Nicole, Sarah. I know she wasn't expecting this, but I'm gonna bring Sarah up here, and also Miss Phyllis gonna stand next to me. Can you all come up? All these folks right here are directly connected to efforts of helping you become successful in your business. All of us provide a different service, but we all work together in our capacities to do that. Now, what I'm gonna do is shut up and let some of them, I don't know about this fella, he take a while. He's worse than a preacher, but we're gonna go first. Okay, let's go. Okay.
Do your 60-second elevator.
60 seconds, go ahead. We're gonna let Clarence go.
I won't be here. I won't be for long. Okay, it's not only just myself, it's Doug Hefner. He works down here.
Oh, that's all. Doug, I forgot about you, man.
Doug is also a part of the SBC. And one of the things we do have, we have a program based, well, I shouldn't say a program, we have a team of about 20 consultants. And that ranges from IT to marketing to sales, to cash flow management, to people that's going to help you with running processes, business processes, and things like that. So that's what the SBDC does, and it's all for free. This is free services that we do provide. Now, myself, I'm working with the ARCA program. I'm one of the technical providers that John talked about. So if any of you guys are interested, get with me, out with me. So I'd like to talk to you. I see a couple of my clients around here right now. I also do certification, what they're talking about. So the WBE, the MBE, the BBE, I also work with that, but we have another guy, we actually have two other guys that work with the federal program as the DBE, as PTAC officers. So those are very important. So if you're interested in that, get with me.
And
Yeah.
Terrence, we'll be sending, we're not mass emailing your emails out to the whole world, but everybody that is on this list will get your contact information as well.
Exactly, we are sending out last email.
So as Clarence mentioned, I'm Doug Hefner. I noticed and recognize several of you in this room. I'm here every Tuesday and Thursday working down at the conference room at the other end of the building, providing consultation, helping. I look at that I'm the generalist. You come to me, I help you understand what your needs are. I pull in the clearances, or we have a gentleman that knows QuickBooks. We know people that know all the different resources that we need. And we pull them in as we need to. We help you build a business plan. We don't write a business plan, but we help you and help you go along the path. Phyllis and I have a great relationship, as Jasmine and Lori in the office. They book my schedule, so I'm here, but feel free if you want to sit down for a few minutes with me and get started on something. I'm more than happy to do that.
And Reva comes with him.
Yeah, that's my mascot, so Phyllis won't let me come in. She looks and, oh, is Reba there? Okay, you come in now.
I'm going to go last.
Okay.
Right. Okay, I'm so happy to be here, everyone. As you can hear, I'm not from the United States. I'm a global citizen is how I describe myself. And the path I took to come to Fort Myers was incredible for me, and I still, I owe it to John Talmadge and his team. What I heard today about the vision for really creating divergent and inclusive businesses in Fort Myers is what resonates with the mission that I work with for the past 20, 30 years of my life. And when I came to the United States, my family, my mother was here, my brother has lived here for 25 years, my kids are here. When I came here, one of the things that really peeved me was that we are getting money from philanthropy, US philanthropy, we get money from the World Bank, we get money from the US government to do this stuff outside of the United States. But in our own back door, we are not empowering our small businesses, our local businesses who have given their sweat, blood, and tears to this country for decades and centuries. And that's what really peeved me here. And I felt that when I met John, it was really, a gift from God in my walk to just come here. And then I met Nicole years ago as well. And then I got invited to sit on the Diversity and Inclusion Committee just as I was developing one for the World Bank in Africa, where we were working with multinational organizations and governments to actually create small women-owned businesses and small businesses to be able to become more inclusive in the supply chain. And some of the things that Dan said is exactly the same issues, and we have them back here at home, and we're dealing with millions and millions of dollars outside first, and we can't take care of our own households inside. So I knew that my call was to really be here, and coincidentally, so during COVID, I actually ended up registering my business in America as well, and I contracted a company. They actually put me in Fort Myers without me asking them to. So that's why I say that I know I'm here for a reason. And on the Diversity and Inclusion Committee, I then met Lee, who spoke the language, same language as well, and I said, wow, this is amazing, and I heard Dan today. This is a need, and this is a place where I see the hearts of people who are networked coming together in a way I haven't seen it in a number of other counties, especially outside of Florida. So our mission within the Diversity and Inclusion Committee is to really make sure we're hearing from you. So Clarence is one of our main partners here, and he's going to be liaising with you. one of the things that Nicole will speak as well, is we're trying to get more information from you so we can come up with a cohesive strategy that will say, here are the skills that we actually need to actually impart to the businesses. They have 20 consultants, but they may need consultants that will help you pivot your business, align your business with the needs of the contractors, not just in public sector, but private sector. So the committee is also aiming to meet the private sector companies. We did that in Kenya. We met 15 multinationals who then signed on. Coca-Cola, Unilever, all the big companies, car manufacturers, they signed on to be committed to actually creating smaller, bite-sized contracts to be able to get the newer organizations, like Dan was saying, to the newer businesses, to be able to partner with the older businesses so they could actually develop, their own trail of, contracts and networks as well. So I'll stop here, but I'm so happy to be here, and hopefully I'll connect with you through Karen's, and you can get my email as well. Thank you. Sarah.
Business of event planning, and I can tell you, I was a fish out of water. I didn't know what the heck I was doing, but I can tell you, the people that are in this room and stand before you, I used the SBDC in Tampa. They were amazing. They helped guide me, and so I stand before you saying, the people in this room, I'm just a passionate to serve. So it wasn't until Lee Cares kicked off during COVID that helping John Talmadge and his team really helped the community get money and businesses, that I really opened my eyes outside of my many roles to see the need of this community and minority businesses. And so I have the pleasure of connecting with a lot of you, and then also being on the Horizon Council of Diversity to really help this initiative move forward. So it's so important, and the fact that you have everything you need right here in this room. Because I can't speak that enough, and they're all telling you it costs you nothing. And we know the biggest challenge for minority business owners is the fact that we work the business so much that sometimes we don't have time to utilize other things. But the resources are here, they're available to you, they're free, and everyone that's speaking to you today is passionate to serve you and see you succeed through our own success, but more importantly, we're selfless, so it's your success. So we're happy to be here, we're happy to help you, and let's get that money, honey. Let's make it happen.
Thank you. I wanted to just piggyback off now what everyone has said. The Southwest Florida Enterprise Center is a hub. We will contain the information. We're going to work like quarterbacks. If you all want to come to us to reach out to any of these people on the panel, you do so. We take the information and we're going to send it to them. The only thing that we would ask is that you be specific about what you want or what you need. So when we transfer the information through this hub, that you understand that's not necessarily the way you have to go. We are offering that as a service, because sometimes you'll forget a phone number, you'll forget a name. Call us. Before these people leave here today, we will have contact information that we can email you. If you want to know the topic that they spoke on, we're going to get that for you. The incubator program here at the Southwest Florida Enterprise is for the on-site and virtual tenant partners. However, we do hold other events for the whole community, not necessarily just for City of Fort Myers. We want everyone to come, because if we all work together toward the common goal, it helps everyone. And that is what we want to do. As far as your new businesses and your businesses grow, we are here to help you do that. And I don't believe that there is anyone in this room that doesn't like the word free. However, when we say the word free, we know there is nothing in this world totally free. The only thing that we ask is your investment of your time and your commitment in your own. So that when you ask for help, we are assisting. We do not enable. We do not do for you, but we are definitely here to assist. Thank you all so much.
All righty. I guess the chicken about done settled now. And some of us might be looking for a couch or a recliner or something. But I really want to thank you all for coming. And I do hope this is not the last time I see you folks or hear from you. I always have the feeling that, or the attitude that if the kids in my community, in my neighborhood, see me strive and succeed, other than what they see on television, and don't run their life down trying to be a professional ball player. And they see this young man who has a fitness and wellness business, and they know what he does because they see him every day, going, coming home, coming from work, what he do, he's working out. And they see him successfully doing that and making in his life and succeeding and progressing. That's what inspires our young folks. It don't have anything to do with us old folks. We pretty much said it. But what inspires our community is what our kids see. If they don't see success, they don't know success. And what concerns me a lot of times is once we get to be successful, we decide to go get in a gated community with a wall and stuff like that. And little children don't want, you don't want to be around with kids running across your yard. You don't know. But all I'm saying is, always be conscious and cognizant of the fact that somebody is always watching you. Always. Whether you doing anything or not. That's the problem. You're not just working to feed your kids. You're working to build your community. And the kids that lives around you, the one across the street you think is not paying attention. That you see in the mall one day and they come tell you, hey, what you do? And you tell them what to do. You say, I want to do what you do. I said, yeah. I said, keep doing what you're doing, honey, because you're in the right business. I'm in the concession business. They were two little sisters, black girls, they were working in the pretzel place. And that's what they looked up and said to me. And I told them, I said, you learn everything you can about this. And you let the people know in here you want to be a manager, you want to grow up in this business, and the next thing you know, you look up, you'll be owning and running them just like me. Now, I had no idea what was going to happen, but that's what that kind of thing happens all the time. Now, not back then, but now. So you have to be conscious. Don't just think you're out here by yourself trying to struggle and make it and ain't nobody paying attention, it's just you struggling on. No, 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 no. Every time you ride down your street, every time you pull up in front of your house, your apartment, or whatever, you never know who's watching and who you're going to influence. And this young man right here, and me, and these young folks behind me, I'm calling them all young because they probably all younger than me. I don't know about my man on the end. Oh, that hurt. But our success, only somebody, I think someone said it already, I can't remember who it was, but our success is only measured by yours. Period. John Talmadge is my only homie that I know. Now you think I'm joking, but I'm for real. He's from the same town I was born in Alabama.
Wow.
He's the only person I know living that's from there. But he won't speak to me again after all this time we've been poking and prodding him to do something like this. And he's done it, and we have no successes. Because he has people to answer to also. So, you got friends out there that's trying to start a business, that have started a business, knowing, trying to get it going, trying to figure out what to do. Don't just keep it to yourself, share it. Tell everybody, say, hey, those people out there, the Enterprise Center, they're for real. You need to go out there and spend some time talking to them. Or we'll help you if you can. And just like, take Phyllis, one of them said, we ain't gonna carry you now. I'm not doing it, but I do everything I can to help you. And I got to talk to Mr. Talmadge and tell him about this other part. I used to, but I did not only advise and coach my businesses. I mentored and I carried them like casework. I also take them and sit in the office with them when they negotiate their contracts. I take you to the bank. How many of you got bankers? Bankers, I ain't saying a bank. You got a banker. So if you're in a situation, you got somebody you call down at the bank personally. They know you, you know them, you call them and say, hey, Tom, Mary, Sue, whatever. Y'all got that? Raise your hand. Okay, let me ask you this. How many of y'all don't have that? Raise your hand. Okay. See, all those little details, those little things, we make sure you do as a business. Because once you get a relationship with a banker, a relationship, you know what that means? We went through that earlier. It's a whole different attitude when you call them. They go through process and steps to try to help you get what you need. Because you have what? Oh, don't say it like you're scared. Just say it. You have what?
A relationship.
That's right. You do that with your insurance, you do that with your accounting business, your services, you do that with everything. You don't want to just know somebody to do something. No, you want a relationship. Because you want them to go be above and beyond for you. Because guess what? If they call you, guess what you do? The same. And that's how it works. So I'm finna shut up for real, Dan. I know you over there stretching. But please, connect with all of us. You know the key ladies that really you need to talk to, like Dan told you, Becky, back there, hiding in the corner. And I don't see Jasmine, come out here, girl, and show your face.
Thank you.
That's Jasmine.
That's Jasmine.
And we had somebody else. Okay. Oh, Julia, girl, please, mine. Raise your hand, Miss Julia. These are the key people. Now, most of it, my phone number is on the paperwork you have there. And some of y'all know, you're gonna call me and you ain't gonna get no answer. You're gonna leave me a message and I ain't call you back. But I'm telling you right now, don't do that. Call Julia or call Jasmine or call Becky. They'll get me. Because trust me, we all do a lot of different things. We don't just do this. But you'll find out as you get closer and get relationship with who? Us. When you get a relationship with us, you're going to find out just exactly who we are and what we do, and it ain't that simple. But we're going to put our time in to help you. Okay? God bless you. Any questions? We're going to probably get, yes, sir.
The Broadway Center, does that address qualify for the 20 grand? The Broadway Center address?
The Broadway B-Way?
Yeah, B-Way Center.
Does.
Yeah?
Oh, except for hard hats.
That's right, there's an automatic disqualification.
Yeah, that's all. I'm just kidding, just kidding.
Jamie and his team are partners with us also, so he and I have been partners and done some step-up programs. There's no pretending that it's hard. It's hard, it's gritty, and what Lee has not shared is how many times you get kicked in the face, and you've got to take it and ask for some more.
I'm a God-fearing man, I don't pay no attention. The only reason I have success is because I don't pay attention to failure. If you go to some business and put in Lee for, you probably see a half a dozen or more businesses up there, and half of them ain't running. I'm just being real with you. You don't quit. Winners never win. And winners never what?
Quit.
Hello, somebody? That's the kind of attitudes people you need to be around. You don't need to be around nobody always moping and groping and ain't doing nothing. Talking about, I'm going to try tomorrow. Guess what? Tomorrow don't ever get here.
If your business isn't here, it also qualifies. So the free census tracts here, it qualifies along the 82. There's buckets of areas where low to moderate income. Cape Coral, north of Pine Island area qualifies. There's a pod in North Fort Myers, and then one in South Lee, but I don't know that there's any businesses there.
Around that sterile.
Yeah.
That's opportunity zone. It's more than that.
It's broader than that?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we can help navigate your address to the
Yeah, there's a link. The link that you can put your address in, and then automatically takes you.
Yeah, we'll send you a map.
That would be great. Thank
Yeah,
you.
then we can forward it to everybody, and then they can just put your address in, business address, and it'll tell you right away if you qualify.
What other questions?
Any other? Yes, ma'am.
Well, I don't have so much as a question, just a thank you, because I know like 50% of you on the panel, especially you worked with my dad for umpteen years, and Ms. Phyllis, thank you. Nicole, I'm so happy to see you here, and Doug, I actually get resources from you till this day. If you guys are skeptical about the program, it's amazing. The resources are free, you can't beat it. You gotta grow, right? So, but you also gotta invest your time in it. So if you don't work, you're not gonna get anything back. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You did a great job.
Okay.
Wait.
Oh, you got another question? Go ahead, hon.
So, your business address, is it what appears on Sundays?
It was appears on the county license or city license. Yeah, your occupational license. The address on your occupational license is the address you use to discern whether or not, because that's all the county has. They're gonna go by that.
I was gonna ask you kind of answer. I was gonna ask, what if your business address is currently being plugged as you service the communities that are in that area?
You have to have a business address.
That's even if you're e-commerce, and you're doing it online, it has to be registered within the county.
Yes, ma'am.
So, I'm coming from the nonprofit world, so I'm all over. And I operate, my business address operates in Fort Myers, which is East Fort Myers. Would that be considered an area as well?
Most likely. But like I said, we're gonna send you out, the ladies are gonna send you out through email a link, a county link. And when you go into that link, all you do is put your business address in it. It will automatically tell you if you qualify.
It's a yes or no.
It's a yes or no. It's not, it'll be clear. Anybody else? Questions?
My mom doesn't want to ask questions, but she's trying to like.
I'm looking at this sign language. Big sis, if you want to say something.
If they were to have a hot desk over at Broadway, that would give them an address in the area, yes? So, talk to Becky.
Now see how that works right there? And she didn't mind that, John Talbot being here, so we don't figure out a way to work around this.
And also, Mr. Board, I can offer another option. If you're a new business and want to learn and have additional resources through the Incubator program, you do not have to be on site. We can set you up with a virtual office, but your address would be 3903 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. So that may be something that you want to consider. We don't have a limit on our virtual site. So just reach out and oh, $50 a month.
Oh, now you just showed up.
So there's not a limit on how long you can be at the address.
We'll check you out. You're going to get deep on that.
Can you turn off the recording for a minute?
I can change my mind.
Hey, just hold on, before everybody. So everybody can hear the conversation rather than side conversations, Lee, nobody can hear the conversation, the side conversation. Everybody. There's no limit to the timing. All right, any other questions? Thank you all very much for coming. If you didn't sign in, please, this is proof we're doing our job, and it's also access back to you.
Yeah, so that man ain't going to remember who was here when he, 6 months from now when we turn in the report. So please sign in. Yes.
Thank you, John. Thank you all for coming.
John tried to get out of here.
Thank you all very much for coming. If you didn't sign in, please, this is proof we're doing our job, and it's also access back to you.
Yeah, so that man ain't going to remember who was here when he, 6 months from now when we turn in the report. So please sign in.
Thank you, John. Thank you. Thank you all for coming. John,